This is one of the easiest ways to build AI agents and chatbots in 2025. You simply tell the agent what you want and it will go and build your chatbot for you, or if you want an advanced AI agent with tool calling, it can do that as well. You can also assign a custom knowledge base to your chatbot as well. We already had a look at ChatLLM in a previous video, so I wanted to create this follow-up video to look at the AI engineer feature specifically. But if you're new to ChatLLM, it's a single platform that gives you access to all the popular models like Claude Sonnet 3.7, as well as reasoning models like DeepSeek R1, QWQ, and much more. You also have access to image generation models like Flux, ImageGen, DALL-E, and a few more. You can also generate videos using this platform with models like Aluo, Runway, Kling, and much more. And you get access for all of these features for only $10 per month. Considering the amount of models you get access to, it would cost you a lot more if you had to subscribe to ChatGPT, Sonnet, and these other services independently. So let's get back to discussing AI Engineer. And you guys asked me in the previous video to cover this feature in a bit more detail. You can access the AI Engineer either from this left side menu, or you can click on this drop down with the model selector and then click on AI Engineer. If you've used something like GPTs in ChatGPT before, this will seem familiar to you. Effectively, you describe the type of chatbot that you want to create, and this application will go and generate the chatbot for you. Of course, you don't have to just create a chatbot, you could also create AI agents, and agents are a little bit more complex than a chatbot in the sense that it can execute multiple steps and it can call tools as well. Let's start by creating a simple chatbot. So I'll click on create a custom chatbot, and AI Engineer is going to ask us about the type of chatbot that we'd like to create. And I think for this chatbot, I'm going to create a chatbot that can help me to come up with unique titles for my YouTube videos. So that way I don't have to provide all of these instructions every time I want to chat to a chat model. So let's give our assistant a name, something like YouTube Assistant. Now it's asking if we want to load any documents to this chatbot's knowledge base. I've got this Word document that contains a list of titles which I like the formatting of. So what I'm going to do, yes, I've got a file containing examples of title formats that I like. I'll show you the available datasets where you can upload your files or select from existing ones. So from this drop-down, we can choose to upload a file, or we can use a connector. Now, connectors are a bit more complex to set up, and we're not going to do it in this video, but what you can do is go to this button over here to connect external data sources. And here you can hook ChatLLM up to data sources like databases or third-party systems. For this example, we'll keep it simple by uploading a file. So I'll upload that Word document, and once that's done uploading, we can click on submit, and this will now add this document to the knowledge base. Now the engineer is saying, great, now could you tell me what specific capabilities you want your YouTube Assistant to have? For example, should it help with generating titles? Should it analyze existing titles? Should it provide a YouTube content strategy? Or should it use general knowledge about YouTube trends and best practices? So let's say I want the assistant to assist with generating 10 title ideas based on a video idea. It should reference the example titles in the dataset to understand the style that I'm going for. It should then also generate a short yet catchy hook for the video. Let's send this. So it's now gathering details for a new chatbot. And now AI Engineer is writing the code to build this chatbot for us. And this will take a minute or two to complete. And as this is running, we can see all the code that it's generating. And you don't have to understand this code. It's just interesting to see how this engineer is actually writing out the solution. So it's setting up the document retrievers in Python. It's training the ChatLLM model. And in this code, we can actually see the system prompt that was generated as well. So for our example, it's saying that you are a YouTube content creator that assists with title optimization and hook creation, as well as all these other rules that we specified. So let's continue. So it's then trained the model. And now that the training is complete, we can see that it's actually now deployed the model. And after deployment was completed, we can see in the conclusion section that everything was set up successfully, and we can access the chatbot from this URL, and we can also edit the chatbot along with the data source in this URL over here. Now we don't have to click on this link to access the chatbot. We can simply go to our model selector, Then go to Custom Bots, and from this list we can see our YouTube assistant. And now we're interacting with our fully custom model. So I'm going to ask it to assist with titles and hooks for the following idea. The video is an educational tutorial on building AI agents in Python using an open source framework called LangChain. In the video, we'll start with the fundamentals like setting up a Python environment and then gradually build out an AI agent with tool use from scratch. Fine, let's send this and let's see what our assistant comes back with. So it's saying that based on the provided content and style, so this is from our knowledge base, the titles often focus on clear, engaging, and curiosity-driven phrasing. They frequently include keywords like AI, how-to, and building, and this is accurate. So here are our title suggestions, and this is indeed the style that I use on my channel. So we're also getting explanations of why this title should work. So let's say that we wanted to go with this title for our tutorial. So in the chat I'll say, let's go with this, write the hook for the video. Let's send this. And now we've got a hook for our script. So it's giving some visual description, it's giving us the voiceover and intro, saying ever wondered how to create an AI agent that can actually use tools and solve real-world problems. So it's starting the hook with a question, which is very common. And then it's saying in this video, we'll start from scratch, blah, blah, blah. So now I've got access to a YouTube assistant that I can pull up at any time to help me with my titles and hooks. We can also use AI Engineer to build AI agents. Now, agents are different to chatbots in the sense that we can assign tools to these agents. For example, we can build a research assistant that can perform a Google search and then give us some report back. In fact, let's actually build out a research assistant, which is really popular these days. To do that, let's click on Create an AI Agent. And now it's asking if we want to build an agent from a template. So if we click on templates, we can see all the available templates. So we've got a news reporter, a research assistant, document entity extraction, email answering, etc. Or if we want to, we could also create a custom agent. So if we click on this form, we can give our agent a name. We can then provide some specification. In fact, let's actually do that. So I am going to create a research assistant. So if we wanted to, we could have just clicked on this template, but what we'll do instead is just specify it ourselves. So let's start by giving our agent a name. So I'll call mine AI Research Assistant. Then for the custom specification, we can describe what this agent should be able to do and what type of tools it should have access to. Now, depending on what type of tools you describe, ChatLLM might already have integration with that specific tool. For example, web search is already available as a standard tool within the platform. But if you describe a tool that does not yet exist, you are able to assign custom tools as well. Custom tools is not something that we'll cover in this video as it is a little bit more technical, but we'll just go with web search for now. So let's say this is an agent that accepts a topic as input and searches the web for the latest news on it. It then summarizes and provides insights about the news. I'm happy with this default description. Let's submit this form, and our agent is creating a step-by-step plan. And now it's giving us this form. Here is the step-by-step plan for this agent. Make any changes to the plan below, otherwise confirm the plan by clicking submit. At this point, we can assign different steps to this agent. So for step 1, a single node will accept the user's input for the topic, perform a web search using that topic, gather the latest news, and then use an LLM to summarize these findings and provide insights in a concise reply. No further user input is needed, so the workflow ends after this node. Of course, if you wanted to do something additional with that information, you could simply omit this line and perhaps add something like a step 2, where you would say that in this node, we want to accept something like an email address and then forward the results from this topic to that email address. But for the demo, let's simply keep it simple. So I'll just add back that line. Let's click submit. And now AI Engineer will go away, write a bunch of code and then give us the final result. If you are a developer, you might actually find some of this output interesting. AI Engineer is using the Abacus SDK to build out all of this, so it can be useful to look at the code to get an idea of how the SDK actually works and how to build these agents yourself. And scrolling down, we can see that the agent was created and we can access it from this link. We can also click on this button to instantly jump to that agent. Or of course, if we click on this drop down, we can find that agent under custom bots. So I'll just click on it on this view. Now it's asking us for a topic input. Let's say something like, how does QWQ32B compare to DeepSeek R1? And it seems to be generating the results. So it's saying that these are high-performing AI reasoning models, which is correct, but they cater to different needs. QWQ was indeed developed by Alibaba, and according to the benchmarks, it does indeed match or rival the performance of the much larger DeepSeek R1 model. So this is indeed correct. I want to thank Abacus AI for making this video possible. If you would like to see what other features are available in this platform, then check out my previous video on ChatLLM over here. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.